All right, welcome back to Off the Cuff. We got a special guest tonight. Very excited about this one. To my right, I got my brother hailing from Florida. How's it going tonight, man?
Doing good, brother. Doing good, man.
All right. Special guest tonight. I got a intro for our guest tonight.
Uh-oh.
He's a man of many qualities. Biggest hater of the Carolina Panthers.
True.
Considered a top fan of the 2000 Spurs Dynasty Facebook page. Deadly with a Texas wedge.
Yeah.
Holder of 0 bourbon golf titles. And the number one
Untrue.
fan of a football franchise with no mascot. A dearest
True.
friend, Jay Edwards. How's it going, buddy?
Great, man. That was a great intro. That was all absolutely spot on. Except the Spurs, but I was cheering for him, so it's fine. You know what I mean? So
You might be one of the few guys I know who didn't like that 2000s Spurs dynasty.
I like the one later when they were playing against Miami. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, you're right.
Because
it's hard to not like Tim Duncan.
It's because you're a LeBron hater. That was the only reason you were going for him.
True. Absolutely. 100% true.
So I'm Roger. I'm living in Colorado Springs right now. We usually have like a dedicated topic in these, but I kind of wanted to change it up a little bit, especially since you haven't been on and I haven't seen you or heard from you in forever, even though we've known each other for like 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
We also introduce what we're drinking. Tonight I'm drinking a Voodoo Ranger American Haze. Rodney, what do you got tonight?
I got the Big Wave Golden Ale.
All right, Kona.
So, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Jay, what you sipping on?
Oh my God, you guys are gonna make fun of me. I had limited beer choices.
So, just don't say.
I'm drinking a Bud Light Lime.
Oh, there you
Bud
go.
Light Lime.
Yeah, it's good on the beach. I really don't drink it ever, other than that. But it was either that or Chardonnay, and I was like, oh my God, I can't drink Chardonnay on live.
I thought you were gonna pull out the White Claw, man.
No, I actually don't drink this. The only drink I drink that's like semi girly is Chardonnay, really. So, but this is what I had for the show. So, but it's okay. You guys have way better beer than I do. Voodoo Ranger's really good. So
yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Is yours the Kona, Rodney?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. There's a couple. They have a couple different beers of that. Yeah, so I've had like every beer in the world being a bartender. So I may have tried one or two of those. So
yeah,
I like them. They're good.
Mm-hmm.
So how's Jen doing?
She's doing great. She's pretty much fully healthy. She has some side effects and stuff for medicine and stuff, but in general, she's doing really good.
It's good to hear.
Other than she has to put up with me every day.
Oh yeah, that's probably the hardest part of her life.
Yeah, that was the hardest. That was the hardest thing throughout her, journey.
That's good to hear. I love seeing your Facebook posts.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, when we did our NBA playoff episode, I was like, man, I don't feel very confident about the NBA playoffs. I was like, maybe I should invite Jay because Jay knows everything about sports.
And, I wish you invited me because I love talking about that. And like, I really don't get into the NBA until the playoffs, but I've been watching a lot lately.
Yeah.
Like I like the Phoenix Suns a lot. I just like their team, like in general. And there's some other teams I like, but I like Booker and
Booker's
a couple of other players. Yeah, I like them. But you'll be crazy. This is the first. So I'm a Bulls fan first and foremost. I always will be. But I really do like the Hornets. It's the first time I've ever heard team city, or like I went to Virginia Tech and I did not cheer for Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
I live in Charlotte and I've never cheered for a Charlotte team really till now. And I just like the Hornets makeup. Like they're young, they're not that great, but I like them.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they'll have a good team going forward. We'll just see.
Yeah. And we'll kind of get into that sports stuff just a little bit later.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
I just wanted to catch up a little bit with you.
Yeah.
So the pandemic has been around obviously for the last year and a half or so. And it's affected the food and sports industry really hard. And those are two industries you are a part of.
Yeah.
How'd you get by that, man?
So it was extremely tough the whole time. I'm extremely lucky though, like, and sometimes I don't see it this way because it's stressful. It's a grind, the job of being what I do as a bartender, manager, etc. But at a restaurant, but my restaurant is, and you know this, Roger, is extremely loyal.
Yeah.
And we'd had very few months where we weren't pretty well supported, by our regulars. And even when we were just to go, like everybody came in droves, you know what I mean? So there's been 1,000 challenges along the way to get through it. But when you work at a local restaurant, like that's like pretty good, but it's not like too fancy, you're right in the right spot, because people can come and spend $20 or they can come and spend $50 or whatever. They don't have to spend, because if you're at a really nice restaurant and you're just, no one's going to go do that for $200 and get to go food,
Yeah,
we were extremely well supported. We were extremely well supported the whole time, but it's been extremely hard. Like the rules change every day. People aren't comfortable with the rules. Like we don't wear masks anymore, and a lot of people still ask, "Why aren't you wearing masks?" Like I'm like, well, it's not a rule anymore, and pretty much our whole staff is vaccinated. So, but there's been almost a daily challenge to get through because when you're dealing with people's food, it's very serious, and and it's very common too at the same time. So everybody's doing it every day, but it's very serious. So it's been an enormous challenge, but I would say working at a local bar restaurant that's like has good food and good drink is probably the perfect place to be working during this time because people can't live without it almost, you know what I mean? Like that's just how my place is, always has been, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So our people, like, it wasn't that they didn't care, but they just had to come in, had to hang out for a little bit, get out of the house or whatever. So
yeah, and that's cool because I mean Boardwalk Billy's definitely was a pretty tight knit family.
No, it still is, and that's what carried us through the whole time. We had some tough times, I'm not gonna lie, but it's a blessing and a curse because there's times where I was exhausted by what you had to do, by like you had to wipe down every menu, every pen, everything that someone touched, you know what I mean? But and there was Karens all over the place, but we were pretty lucky. Yeah, there were, dude. We were pretty lucky. Yeah, that's what I can say. I mean, we're as lucky as the place can be, and we've been just destroyed the last like 4 or 5 months. But we were busy before, but the last 4 or 5 months has been record. And we're still only open till 11 o'clock at night. And we're setting like records. Yeah, set records every month. So
that's awesome.
Very
That's good to hear.
Yeah, very, very lucky.
And you oh sorry.
No, I mean that's awesome, man. A lot of mom and pop businesses down here, they're struggling big time just to hire workers.
Absolutely.
And finding workers. So I'm glad that you kind of got to the other side of this, man. So that's awesome, bro.
Yeah, we have struggled with staffing. We're still struggling with that. That's an issue, but like our beer vendor told me that like 30 to 35% of restaurants in Charlotte didn't make it. Like overall.
Okay.
Yeah. Didn't make it at all.
High,
that's
man.
a lot.
Wow.
I mean, that's a lot of restaurants. It didn't make it out of the pandemic. So yeah. Staffing is still an issue, and it's going to come, but it's still an issue.
Yeah. And your other job, you
Mhm.
write for 3 newspapers, which is
Yeah.
awesome. About sports. That's your
Mhm.
passion, man. As long as I've known you, you've been the biggest sports fan I know.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, with sports being canceled, did you just not have gigs? Like, how'd that go?
Well, so for a little while, like right when it started, we were just trying to figure it out. Like, what the heck do we do? You know what I mean? Like, how do we cover this? Like, there was a whole senior class that lost their senior year,
Yeah,
which is, can you imagine losing your senior year of high school, or if you were a football player, or if you were a Division I football, whatever. Actually, it's even worse for the guys who aren't going to play college football. And that's our last chance to play sports in high
yeah,
school. And so we start off by like kind of like tributing a lot of this. So we did this thing every week where we just write a little something about, like, let's say Roger Embry, blah blah blah, 2 or 3 sentences about what he did and how his career ended. But and then there was a lull, a big lull. Didn't know what sports were going to be. Private schools in Charlotte still played normal schedule. It's kind of amazing. A little bit limited, but still played. Rock Hill still kind of closed like we, and then just like opened back up. It was amazing. South Carolina, the difference between South Carolina and North Carolina during this pandemic is unbelievable. And when you live in Charlotte, which is 15 minutes from South Carolina, like what happened in Charlotte and what happened in Rock Hill were completely different. Like
because
their
of
rules.
politics. Yeah,
Yeah, it's crazy. So, but it was a big challenge for a while. There was 2 or 3 months where I didn't do anything, but then just kind of went ahead with like things were going to be normal as they could. And then I did like probably a high school football preview that took me 2 months, and it never happened. And so I had to do that all over again because the public schools played in football, at least in February through April. So it was an enormous challenge to just to find what to do, because life goes on, and our job is to entertain people and to keep people, have something to do. Because when you wake up in the morning, in the pandemic especially, like you'd love to have a great newspaper article to write or read, you know what I mean? And
yeah,
so that was our challenge, is to find stuff that we could do. We did like an all-decade team for Charlotte. We did, all kinds of like historical things.
yeah,
So that's what we did, yeah. And then a lot of Zoom things like this, like a lot of interviews, instead of interviewing people about what was going on, how they were dealing with it, what they were doing to stay ready, different athletes. So a lot of that
yeah.
too.
It's tough, man.
It is.
Um, like it sounds. I mean, hopefully things are going back to normal. Like it
Oh yeah,
seems like they are.
it's fully back to normal now. Like, so it's crazy though. We just did like 25 sports from January to now, and they're going to end at the end of June. High school sports, but the public schools did all their sports from like January 4th to like June 26th. That's
Damn.
essentially what happened.
So
Yeah, and
busy.
dude, it was so stressful doing all that stuff, and people got, coverage wasn't as good for some sports, and you're just like, dude, like we can't do everything, like there's like 85 sports going on at once. Yeah, but it was fun. It was I hope it never happens again. I'm not gonna lie. Not only the pandemic, but having all that crammed into one, it was crazy.
Yeah. What was your favorite? What's your favorite sport to cover in the high school scene?
That's kind of hard actually. I would probably say basketball. Basketball's always been my favorite. I love college basketball. In high school, basketball is not that different. College basketball, it's similar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
College basketball is actually getting. I don't love it as much because it's just too pro centric now, but I still like it. But Yeah, probably I would say high school basketball. I like high school football too. I mean, it's weird, but like I would say I love high school golf, but you know, it's so small, like the coverage of it compared. But I love that. I think a kid this year shoot a 29 on the front nine at Myers Park Country Club.
Damn, you serious?
He had 6 birdies and an eagle.
Wow.
And so that was that, practice on a normal day is 9 holes for these guys. They get out of school, they play 9 holes, it takes 2 or 3 hours, whatever it takes, and they go home, right? Well, the kid walks off the front nine, it's like shoots a 29. Everybody's kind of done with practice, so they're walking off their bags, kind of walking towards their car. And this kid, Henry, starting to walk towards his car, and his coach is like, "What are you doing, man?" He's like, "We're done with practice, right?" And he's like, "Just shot 29 on 9. Like, you're gonna play the second 9. Like, you could shoot a 59. You know what I mean? Like, you could shoot a 59. Like, you could shoot a 58, whatever." He ended up shooting 33 on the back 9, shot a 62. But that's
Wow.
yeah, like, and that was like home, like, so. I love stuff like that. I love I really don't like, for me, the older I get, the more I just love great stories. I don't care what sport it comes from. I just love great stories. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be football. It doesn't have to be basketball. It could be girls cross country, and I'm good with it.
Yeah.
It's a good story.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Mhm.
So now now that things are starting to go back to normal, Rodney, what are you looking forward to the most now that things are, I mean, maybe Florida, you guys have kind of been back to normal for a while now, but what are you looking forward to?
I mean, just to travel. I mean, let's start off with the obvious thing. Like I still have to wear a mask at work. So just getting rid of that mask, honestly, is a big relief for me. I'm in a medical field, so we're taking it a lot slower than obviously the outside world. So we kind of err on the side of caution. But just like everybody else, man, just the normal things of just hanging out with family, barbecues, traveling. And Florida is there. I think we are maybe ahead a little bit with other states. But yeah, I mean, just watching my daughter plays high school basketball, and just not having to go online to buy a ticket so they could control the crowd at a high school game. Just little things like that, where now you could just buy a ticket at the door. Things we kind of took for granted early, before the pandemic. Going to the movies, eating out, just things like that. Just the little things I miss, but we're definitely on the way back to recovery. So hopefully, I'm seeing a lot of that. And what gets me hyped up is seeing been watching a lot of basketball and seeing these basketball games with the crowds.
Yeah.
And the crowds just jumping around and cheering and stuff, man. Dude, I love seeing that, man. So
yeah, that Utah crowd is legit, man.
yeah. So just stuff like that, big gatherings, going to concerts is one, so.
See, I think that's my biggest thing is like, I really do love live music, and with the pandemic going on, a lot of stuff got canceled, and
yeah,
it's like did we take going to concerts for granted? Like,
Absolutely.
yeah, like, which brings up a follow-up question I have is, Jay, now that the pandemic's over and you're like, I'm not taking this shit for granted anymore, what's your dream concert to go to right now?
Oh my God, that's a setup.
put you on the spot, man.
I'll say this. I haven't been, so when I was a kid, especially a teenager, when Dave Matthews kind of came into fruition, like he came to from a, so that's probably one thing. I saw that he's playing in July in Charlotte, and I haven't seen him in a long time. I probably saw like 5 to 10 Dave Matthews concerts in my high school, college years. And
Yeah.
I love musicians that are about the music as much as the singing. You know what I mean? So like his is as much about like the guitar and every fiddle, everything that goes on with his band. is it is about him singing. I mean, that's a part of it, but it's like maybe half or less than half of. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Like Zach Brown's another one country singer. He's the same
Yeah.
way.
I think Zach Brown would be cool.
I didn't even know who he was. I took Jen to her birth one year, and I was like blown away at the music. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I love the music. As much as I like singing too, but that's what I would say Zach Brown or Dave Matthews is who I'm looking forward to seeing the most. But I mean, I'm always up for new things. Like people educate me all the time. So
Oh no, that's two solid choices, man. I would.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a big country guy, but I dig Zach
Me
Brown
neither.
band whenever I hear him.
yeah, I'm not at all. That's why I wasn't excited about it, and then I saw it and I was like, whoa. So
Yeah. What about you, Rodney?
Oh, wow. Great question, man. I haven't been in a concert since probably when me and you saw Kiss back in
What?
South
Are you
Carolina, man.
serious, dude?
Yeah.
Oh no, you went to.
Well, I've been living overseas. No, you know what? I saw Jack Johnson in London, actually. So
You
I
went to
can't
like
remember.
Counting Crows with with Mike.
Yeah, I did
didn't
see
you?
Counting Crows too. Man, I'm getting old. I'm forgetting all my concerts.
yeah, I've
But
probably forgotten most of the stuff too.
yeah, I did see Counting Crows. I did see Smashing Pumpkins. I don't know if you were with me when I saw
Nice.
Smashing
Yeah, I was there.
Pumpkins.
So,
Yeah, so man, wow. I
I think-
really go ahead.
I think I know what your answer should be, but I'm gonna let you go ahead and say your answer.
I mean, I love the Strokes. I love I probably man, that Counting Crow concert I really like. I'm a huge Counting Crows fan.
mhm.
Chris Stapleton. So I'm not a big country fan, but I've been listening to Chris Stapleton, man, and he's pretty damn good.
Yeah, that'd
Um,
be a good one.
what else, man? I mean, some of my childhood favorite bands like The Cure or Depeche Mode or REM that I grew up with, kind of alternative indie rock kind of stuff. Replacements. I mean, they're broken up now, and Pavement and Radiohead, Pearl Jam, all that stuff that I kind of grew up with. Obviously, I wouldn't. Those are like dream concerts that you go to. I wouldn't even mind going to see Guns N' Roses, honestly, just because of the nostalgia factor I kind of
Yeah.
grew up with. I
Yeah.
mean, I'd see them. I know people give them crap now. Yeah, so kind of bands like that. But
So I was gonna guess Pearl Jam, dude.
yeah, Pearl Jam. I'd see Pearl Jam, definitely, man. U2, I'd see U2. I know a lot of people hate U2 now just because they become a little pretentious. But I kind of Joshua Tree was one of my favorite albums of all time. I'd go see them.
Yeah.
What else?
Raj, my dream concert that I haven't been to though would be Foo Fighters.
Yeah, Foo
Nice.
Fighters definitely too.
I've never even been able to get close to a ticket. That would just be my dream concert, like in general, you know what I mean? Like that or Led Zeppelin, which is not really possible anymore. But
Yeah.
Foo Fighters or Led Zeppelin, but that's really not gonna happen,
So
So
I actually got to see Foo Fighters when they opened
you?
up for Red Hot Chili Peppers, and
wow.
Foo Fighters blew the doors out
Yeah.
of I mean, it was amazing. And then Chili Peppers came on and it was so disappointing. But
Yeah, and I know what you mean.
yeah, Foo Fighters, man, they have so much good energy at their concerts, man. I was really impressed with that. So that was
I
lot of
saw I think the last concert I went to was Darius Rucker and some other country band that's like super popular. God, and I cannot remember for the life of me. Darius Rucker was like 100 times better, and the other band was the headliner. Darius Rucker was
Yeah.
like the warm up.
yeah,
And
Darius
it was
Rucker
like,
would be cool.
Yeah, and when you watch Darius Rucker, he was like awesome, and then
All right, hold on a second. I need to turn a light on. I'm gonna pause it real quick.
See,
Um
how about who would you see, Raj?
Man, I don't know. I've seen Radiohead. That's probably in my
Yeah,
top five.
that's a bucket
concerts.
list thing for me.
I mean, I would like to see Fish again. The last time I saw him was in like 2003.
yeah,
So sea and fish would probably be pretty high up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely want to go to a concert again.
Raj, you're a pretty good host.
You
You're a
what?
natural. You're a good host. You're like a natural.
Oh, hey, I
You are.
appreciate
I'm
it.
serious. Like you kind of like keep things flowing. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. What do I have lined up next? So I think we're gonna move into sports now. Yeah. So Jay, who are your Super Bowl picks this year?
Oh God, you don't want to do this to me.
It's recorded, man. We're gonna go back, Jay, and
yeah,
check
it's
it
okay.
out.
Okay, Chiefs. All right, Chiefs, Redskins.
I knew you were gonna pick the Redskins, dude.
Washington football team. But I think the Chiefs will win. But yeah, the Redskins defense is unbelievable. But I will say this: the Redskins schedule was brutal. So we probably won't get there. But I can't like be on any kind of like program and not say the Washington football team, even though it's the Redskins to me forever. I'll always call them that. I can't not say that. I couldn't say some other team.
I'm still here. I'm just trying to fix my video.
If I had to say another team, if you held a gun to my head,
give us a real
in the
team
NFC.
that could actually win.
Yeah, well, I would say NFC is really hard. Really hard. Man, it's tough. NFC is really unpredictable. I guess I would just say a repeat: Tampa Bay, Kansas City. If I had to say another team, but it's not going to be Green Bay. It doesn't look like so. It's tough, man. It's kind of wide open in the NFC right now. There's a lot of changes. You know what I mean? With a lot of teams. So
yeah,
it's hard to predict, and the Chiefs could not make it. I mean, Titans look good. The Ravens could be in there.
They got Julio Jones, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's big. He's so good. Like he could definitely change things for him. So we'll see. But the AFC is much more hard to predict because there's the Ravens are good, Titans are good, Steelers could be back. There's a lot of good teams in the AFC. I mean, it could go a lot of different ways.
Yeah, I think.
But I would say I'm pretty confident in the Chiefs, though. I would say that. Yep. And I actually think Brady is going to get hurt this year because he's a dinosaur. So.
What? So do the Panthers get above 6.5 wins this year?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, that's going to be hard. Maybe they get like 7. Having Christian McCaffrey back is going to help them a lot. Sam Darnold is horrible. Like when they signed him, I was like, what? Did they get Sam Darnold? So this is a weird fact that I learned just listening to the coverage of it. And I think it was from ESPN. He averages 1.5 interceptions per game from high school to college to per game. Like, and he's always, in high school and college, he was an elite player. In the pros, he's been on the Jets. I'll give you that. But
so who's Washington football team's quarterback going to be this year?
He's not great, but he's better than Sam Darnold. His name is Ryan Fitzpatrick. I'm not like overblown by him, but I'd rather have Ryan Fitzpatrick than Sam Darnold.
He's older than Tom Brady, isn't he?
No, he's like 37.
No,
he's old. I know. No, he's 37, but he's not great. And I wasn't like a lot of Redskin fans are like hugely excited. I was like, I'm not like that pumped about it, but he's better than what we've had, which is sad because Alex Smith was just damaged this last year. Alex Smith, when he was first there, he was healthy before he got hurt. He was good, man. But he was like, he would play like a quarter and you could tell his leg was about to fall off. So I applaud him for what he did. I really do. I loved it. It was great. And he gutted it out big time.
No, I mean
That's
everybody likes Ryan Fitzpatrick, so I
Yeah. He's a baller. Like
and you have a legendary, Carolina Panthers coach in Ron Rivera, so you guys
right.
might,
Well,
you
we
know.
also upgraded Major on offense. The defense is really good and got a few players, but the offense got a couple like got the little Adam Humphries, the guy from Tennessee, little receiver, and then Curtis Samuel from the Panthers. To help the offense, and so that's big. I mean, to go because we already had Terry McLaurin at wide receiver, who's really good. He just needed some help, just a little bit, so he can be open every once in a while. And like, got good running backs. Had good running backs last year, and the defense was unbelievable last year. That's the only reason we won any games. So I think they'll be good. It's
It's the only reason you guys won 6 games last year.
Yeah, no, we won 7.
So
Yeah, but I think that's the only reason we have a chance is because Chase Young. Chase Young scored 2 touchdowns against the 49ers, and the offense had no touchdowns, and we won the game. That's an example.
yeah, so I think my brother picked the Chiefs, but he had a sneaky pick. If he had to put money on, you picked the Bills, didn't you, Rodney?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah,
Chiefs or Bills.
I think I went with that too. I don't think the Chiefs do as well this year. And I think I picked the Bills to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl, and then I picked the Bucks to win it again.
Bucks, Bills, nice.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you guys are gonna hate me when I say this. Don't hate like Dallas. I'm telling you, man, they might upset both of you.
I don't hate you at all. I just never believe in.
So just be careful with that. Dallas is a sneaky pick.
Yeah, I just never believe in them. They always are. Like I'm obviously not a Dallas fan, but they're the most overhyped team.
I'm not
every
either.
year.
I hate them.
I don't think that's a bad pick.
But I think
they have talent.
Yeah, I think they're going to be better than people expect them to be.
They have a lot of talent. They just
yeah.
That and I don't think anybody has won back-to-back NFC East titles in 20 years.
No, they don't.
But New York, Dallas, Philly, and Washington though,
yeah.
But if Favre stays in Green Bay, I think Green Bay's kind of a interesting pick too. But
did you say Favre?
I mean, Rodgers.
I didn't even pick up on that. I was like, yeah, Favre. I didn't pick on that. No, I get it.
Rodgers, man.
Yeah, if Dallas can find a defense, they're going to be dangerous because they were good offensively. They just allowed 50 points a game last year. So
yeah. I mean, and even Seattle's always in a mix too. So
I was going to say Seattle. That was my second choice as a team behind Tampa Bay. They're as long as they have Russell Wilson, they're a threat.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so NBA playoffs. 5 of the 8 teams still in the playoffs have never won a title, which for me, I think that makes it interesting. You don't have the Lakers in there. You don't have Golden State. I think I guess because I'm a big sports fan, it brings more interest for me. But do you think that hurts? That's going to hurt the NBA, or is the NBA just already a market that's really only for regular sports fans?
I actually, for me, it helps me. For me, I want to watch it more. But I think the way the NBA is marketed towards stars, stars like LeBron, Steph Curry, etc.
Yeah.
I think it hurts it a little bit but for me, I'm just like you. I like it better that way. I like that. I probably would have tuned out a little bit if it had just been like Steph versus LeBron, et cetera. You know what I mean? Like it wouldn't have. I would have been like, well, I like watching those players, but I've seen it so much. You know what I mean? So I like it better. I'm like intrigued by like the Suns, you know, and in the East. I
Jazz.
mean, it's just fun to. All teams have really never been there, even
So
though
I-
like the Nets have. What's that?
So I think this is the first time in like 10 years the finals haven't had LeBron or
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah,
or
Steph.
or Steph. Yeah. So in the last 10
Yeah.
years, they have been to the finals.
Yeah.
Like who I mean, I know Rodney, you're rooting for the Jazz. And it looks like
Yeah.
your Nets pick, man, it is put my Bucks pick to shame, dude.
Yeah, I don't know what the Bucks are doing, man. I think the Greek Freak needs some help, man. He's just not. They just don't look good as a
Yeah,
team, man. So,
I just can't believe it, man. Like
well,
they-
I mean, they're great in the regular season, but people play defense a lot harder in the playoffs. Like they gotta step up, man. I mean, even to Giannis, he just needs to like step the hell up, dude. Like I mean, but what can you do, man? I mean, KD, he's offensively, he's the best player in the NBA when he's hot. Like no one could stop. He's 7 foot. He could do anything on the court. He could get any shot he wants. Like it's almost impossible to really stop him. And then all of a
Yeah.
sudden, Blake Griffin knows how to dunk now. So he was in
Yeah.
Detroit. He didn't do crap, but now he's in Brooklyn. Now all of a sudden, he's making all these dunks and scoring all these points. I guess, when you have a great supporting cast and he had to shoulder the burden in Detroit. So I guess he didn't live up to that. But now, like he doesn't have to run the team. Like he could be the
Yeah,
fifth,
I mean-
sixth banana. So he's blossoming in that role where, who cares if he doesn't score anything because you got Harden, you got the big three up there. So
I just saw that the Bucks actually won tonight.
oh, did they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Good. Maybe they'll wake up, man.
The Jazz are up by 2 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
first quarter,
nice.
close to.
The Jazz, I mean, the Clippers gave that game away, man. They should have had that game, that first game. But
Yeah, I want the
I think-
Jazz too. I don't like the Clippers at all.
yeah, I think they have the best complete team if they stay healthy. They do live and die by the 3. That kind of gets me nervous because I mean,
Yeah.
if you just
Yeah.
the 3's not
I
there.
like the
for you.
Jazz. Yeah, I like the Jazz. They have one star in Donovan Mitchell, but everybody else plays a good role on their team. Like
Right.
everybody on the team, they have good players other than him, but everybody plays their role. Like
Yeah.
they're shooters, they're the point guard. Rudy Gobert is the defense in the center. You know what I mean? I like the team. Those are the kind of players I like. I like star players, but I love the role players.
Oh,
They
yeah.
have great role players.
Yeah, good team basketball, like that
Yeah, it's fun to
Pistons
watch.
team
Yeah.
back in the 2000s. Like a lot of people hated watching that play, but I absolutely loved like that team basketball they played. So
Yeah.
I think if the West finals are like Phoenix and Jazz, I think that's going to be an awesome series.
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
noticed the box score last night from Phoenix. Their starters had 17, 18, 15, 17, 18. I love that.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't need a guy-
they're sharing the
I don't need a
rock,
guy-
man. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't need a guy who
Yeah.
has like 35 and everybody else has like 3. Yeah, so
yeah. And you don't have to like if someone's having a poor shooting night, they have so many,
Yeah.
different options like where someone can pick up a little bit, and
oh, yeah.
it's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to that.
Yep.
So you think? Do you think the Hawks have a chance at beating the Sixers, Shay?
No, I just don't think they have like Trey Young's really good. I just don't think he's consistent enough like yet. He might be to be like the guy. And I think it's hard 6', 6'1", or shorter. That's your guy that controls everything.
Yeah. Looks like we might have lost Jay. So you still going with the Nets and Sixers, Rodney?
No, I'm going with the I am actually. I think that Atlanta's a good team, but they're just not there yet. They got to go through the growing pains. Like they'll get there eventually, like how every team does. They got to get a couple losses under their belt just to grow with that and mature. But they're heading in the right direction. But I think it's going to be Philadelphia and Brooklyn. That's going to go to Game 7. Brooklyn's going to take it out, and I think it's going to be Phoenix and Utah. That's going to go to a Game 7, and the finals is going to be Utah and Brooklyn. And unfortunately, I think Brooklyn takes it.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, even though my heart's with the Jazz, because I lived in Utah for 3 years and I really liked that team, but I just think their superstars are just too good, man. If they stay healthy, and that big three is just too dominant, man.
Yeah, I mean, Durant and Kyrie both have titles, so they have the experience. I mean, I can see that happening, unfortunately.
Yeah.
My heart is with the Jazz, though. Who do you think's in the finals, Jay?
I think the Phoenix Suns are going to win it all. I know that's
Wow.
crazy.
What, really?
I actually predicted that at the beginning.
Can Chris Paul stay healthy, man?
Probably not.
That's the thing.
So that'll end it right there. But someone asked me right before the day before the playoffs started. I said Phoenix is going to win it all, and I didn't know who they were going to play necessarily. But you're probably right, Brooklyn, and I would say that's probably going to be right. But I'm going with Phoenix. I would love to see Utah make it because I love their team. But I would say Phoenix plays Brooklyn and Phoenix wins it. And that part of it is just cheering for that. I don't really love. I like Kevin Durant. I like Harden. I don't like Kyrie. I like Kevin Durant and Harden, and I don't like the stars winning everything. I'd like a team to win it. Like Utah or Phoenix is who I'm cheering for.
Yeah, I'm definitely rooting for Utah, Phoenix to win it all. If Utah can't win it, definitely Phoenix would be awesome. I mean, I am forever ago when Charles Barkley played for the Suns. I was a Suns fan.
Yep, that was a good team.
Yeah. All right, so here's another interesting question. So you have 2 tickets. You can either go to Game 7 of the NBA Finals, Stanley Cup, the World Series, Super Bowl, or the Masters on Sunday. Which tickets are you grabbing, Rodney?
Masters.
Super Bowl, easy.
Super Bowl?
Man. Yes. The second one, it'd be a toss-up with the Masters and the Super Bowl. But I'd probably lean towards Super Bowl, bro.
All right, Jay, you're going Masters all the way?
Yeah, Masters. I mean, I've been to a practice round, and I walked in, and I was like disoriented for about 5 minutes, and then I reached down, like my friend was like, "What are you doing?" I reached down and touched the ground. I'm like, "Is this real? Like, is this real?" Masters. The Super Bowl would be great. I'm not gonna lie. NBA, I think it would be cool, but it's the general games are similar. You know what I mean? The doesn't change a whole lot. Like it's a little more intense, a little more whatever. But I'd say Masters for me. Super Bowl would be a close second, but I've been to the Masters to a practice round, and it was surreal. It did not feel real. Like when you see Amen Corner, it's so beautiful. It's like, am I like dreaming? You know what I mean? So, and
yeah, I feel you, Jay, because
it was unbelievable.
I was at the British Open at Turnberry when I was in England, man.
Wow.
And that's when
Yeah.
Stewart Sink had a playoff with Tom Watson.
Yeah.
And dude, that was amazing, dude. The electricity in that, dude. I don't blame you for wanting to go to a Masters.
I feel like any like historic course like in any country really would be that way, like the Masters or in England or Scotland or in Ireland or any of those type of places, like it's like a Pebble Beach, or there's so many courses across the country that would be similar. For a chance to get Augusta, it is breathtaking. It's like it's Roger's been in the town a lot. Town is it doesn't stand out a ton, but the Augusta National it's a place that, I mean, it's like 20 years ago, like they haven't even changed their food. They haven't changed their food prices in 30 years.
Wow.
You still get
I bet, man.
a beer for like $2. It's crazy. So it's awesome.
So for me, I think it's going to be a toss-up between.
You gotta pick one, man. Come on.
All right, let me tell you why I'm not going to pick the Super Bowl, because the Super Bowl isn't even populated by fans of the team. I mean, it does have fans of the teams there, but it's
mostly corporate.
Yeah, it's a lot of corporate businesses with rich people. So my number one game that I would want to go to is the NFC Championship game in Carolina. Like I would spend thousands of dollars to go to that game.
Yeah.
So that's why I wouldn't want to go to a Super Bowl, even though it would be a great game to go to. It's the freaking Super Bowl. But I want to be like, can you imagine being in Utah at a game 7? Like, Rodney, we saw the Pistons play there in like the middle of the season. They're both like garbage teams, and that place was fire, dude.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine that place like game 7 of a finals like that? Like my ears would be ringing for days watching.
Yeah. But I mean, I would love to go to a Super Bowl at least once in my life. That's a bucket list thing.
Absolutely, for the experience. But I think I would, as much as I love the mass, like, are we talking about Tiger Woods era?
So if the Panthers are in the Super Bowl, Raj, you wouldn't pick that.
So I would have spent the money to go to the NFC Championship game.
Okay. All right.
Raj,
Because
my second. Good.
Because I don't know. I don't want to go to another Super Bowl or not that I've been to one, but see them go to the Super Bowl and freaking lose again.
My second choice would probably be the national championship for college football. Honestly.
Oh yeah. That'd be a great
I would
time.
love to go to that. Yeah. Because I mean, it's just college football is so much more passionate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not a shot at the NFL. It's just, if you got to see like Clemson, Alabama, I don't like either team, but I could enjoy that. You know what I mean? Like I could enjoy watching that. Even though I don't like your team, it's so star-studded, and I think that would be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Like when I went to that Virginia Tech game with Brandon and
it's crazy, dude. Yeah.
Oh man, that every time I hear Enter Sandman, like it gives me goosebumps because that stadium, the whole Roddy, before the team runs out, they play Enter Sandman by Metallica.
Mm-hmm.
And like the whole stadium is just
like
jumping.
Yeah.
Like it is unbelievable, man.
I bet, man.
Truly an amazing experience.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I think that's all I got, fellas.
Awesome, man.
As far as questions.
Yeah, you did. This was fun. You did a great job too, Raj. It was fun.
Thanks for joining us, Jay, man. It was awesome, man. You can join us anytime, brother.
I'll be available whenever I'm available. I'd love to do it.
Cool.
enjoyed talking to both of you. It's great. And we're
Yeah.
representing the country, you know, like the Southeast, you know, North Carolina and Florida, and then
Right.
Colorado as well.
And it's
Yeah,
all
good
about
old-
camaraderie, man. We're just hanging out. You know,
Absolutely.
we're just
Yeah.
trying to just connect, be positive, you
Yeah.
know. It's awesome, man.
No, I loved it. I loved it.
Cool.
I would watch it.
Yeah. And that's how it all started. Like, so me, Rodney, and my brother-in-law, Mike, we chat all the time on Facebook Messenger. And
Yeah.
it was just like, man, we should start a podcast. And
Yeah.
it was like, you know, we're not doing it really to, you know, get viewership. We're doing it just to talk and
Right.
have a good time, man.
Chat. Yeah, no, I agree. I love it. I think it's really fun. And I mean, there's so many more questions we could ask to like tonight, like who's your favorite Spurs player? You know? So
Ginobili!
so like that. So, you know.
So,
I mean,
Jay, I was going to ask, I will ask you one more question.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Patrick Swayze movie and why is it Roadhouse?
it's not. It's Dirty Dancing.
Dirty Dancing?
It's
Oh,
not. It's Dirty Dancing, and nobody puts baby in the corner, Roger. Okay.
Dirty Dancing is awesome. I watched
But
Dirty
Roadhouse-
Dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roadhouse is a very close second. I totally agree. People ask me that all the time. It's that just shows me how well you know me still. People ask me that every day, but it's Dirty Dancing by hair. But I do love Roadhouse. I can't not watch it when it's on TV. I watch it every time it's on TV. But
So you like She's Like the
Yes.
Wind, right? By Patrick Swayze. She's Like the
oh
Wind.
yeah.
Great song,
Oh,
man.
every song. I love every
Yeah.
song on that. But
Dirty Dancing does
is-
have a great soundtrack.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's probably my second favorite movie to Dazed and Confused.
Dude, I love
Days
Days and
Confused.
Confused.
I love
Yeah,
Days and
that's
Hey, we'll do a favorite movies podcast in the future, man.
Yeah, that's what we
we'll
should.
invite
Yeah,
Jay
write
to
that
do
down,
it.
Rod. We'll do that next time. Like
Yeah.
movies, like Days Confused is like the best.
Yeah.
So-
So I was going to ask like give me your top 5 like 80s movies, but sometimes I think that just takes a little too much to, you know, think about like right off your head. So
Yeah, we'll do that
Yeah, I
in
mean,
a
I'm-
future podcast.
yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. That's a tease to the next one. You know what I mean? But I could do that pretty fast. But you're right. I would at least have to write it down a little bit. But I could come up with Days Confused is actually 90s, so that's not in it.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll write that
too.
down. Yeah, I'll
Uh,
write that down and I'll come up with it.
That and
They would all be.
how's Brandon doing? Like we need to get Brandon on here too.
Yeah, no, we can get him on here. We could definitely get him on. Only thing is we probably have to do it a little earlier. He's on the road all the time now. So he
Oh,
could probably
okay.
do it. No, he could probably do it later because he used to go to sleep real early because he had to be at work at like 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Now he's on the road most of the time, so he could probably do it from his hotel room. He's on the
Okay.
road 3 or 4 days a week most weeks, you know. So he can do it. I'll get him on here. But he's doing well, man. He's he's about to have his third son in October,
Yeah.
and his name's gonna be Tyler. I already know that. I can tell you that. Spoiler.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I don't think they leaked that on Facebook yet. You okay with putting that on the webs?
They might not have Brittany. Brittany's like planned their whole life already. So she's got their whole life planned until they're like 80 years old. It's on paper too. So, but yeah, he's due in October. And so, yeah, he's doing really well. He's very busy and on the road a lot, which I don't think Brittany loves, but they're working it out to
Yeah.
where like she can, they'll go, the boys and her will go like stay with him for the week, you know, wherever he is sometimes, like once a
Oh,
month
okay.
at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and he's home on the weekends. He's home from like Thursday to Sunday usually.
Okay.
And, or Friday to Sunday sometimes, you know, whatever. Yeah. He's really busy. But he's doing well. I think he enjoys it. Like he enjoys his job, and it's funny. His company's headquartered in New Jersey, so they think he's like the biggest redneck of all time. When
Well, I
they
mean-
when they see him, he's up there. Yeah, he's up there. But he's doing well. He seems like he's happy as I've seen him in a long time, and he's obviously the twins are getting a little more easy to handle. You can
Yeah.
talk to him, you can tell him what to do a little bit sometimes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um,
How is everybody in your family?
I mean, we're good.
Yeah.
Hold on. All right, so Jay, it was great having you on. We're gonna have you back on another show, and we'll keep getting guests going on here. It's a great time having you.
Yeah.
And we'll do it again.
Yeah.
You got
Great
any
to be on.
final words, Rodney?
No, it was great, man. Hey, Jay, thanks for hanging out with us, brother, man. It's been a pleasure, man. So
It was my pleasure.
It's been fun, man. See you in the next one.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure.
All right, Jay, you got any final words?
I just think that VA is going to win the national title in basketball in 2022. So get ready for that.
All right, well, we got that on evidence. So
Yeah,
thanks
it's
again for
100%.
coming on. It's been a pleasure. Can't wait to have you back on. All right.
Absolutely. Yeah.